Good evening and welcome back. As always, we're so glad and fortunate that you could be a part of our show. Headlines tonight include a two-vehicle accident, one man taken to the hospital and also facing charges as a result. And we'll talk about and with KET. We'll find out what they were doing in Sagersville and McGoffin County and how it pertains to a report that I've covered on a couple of occasions. And we will, like most all of the nation, talk at least briefly tonight about the Confederate flag. Everything that's happened in the past 24 to 48 hours surrounding the flag. And a whole lot of other news and information to talk about, which will include your forecast, where we've got, well, the steam is just going to continue to steam right on ahead. We do have a weak cold front that's going to roll into the area, and that, of course, with all the heat and humidity, will have a lot of instability. We are talking about temperatures, I think, a little more forgiving tomorrow, but definitely not on your Thursday. We'll see the 90s return, heat and humidity. We're still talking about a significant rain event for the latter part of your week and the first half, at least, of your weekend. Your forecast, as most always is the case, has changed in the last 24 hours. An update forthcoming in just a few moments. From the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet in District 10, I have been told to announce that in order to drill some steel to repair a break in the pavement, the Kentucky Department of Highways plans to close Kentucky 867 here in McGoffin County. The road will be closed at mile point 5. That's just east of Kentucky 1090, the Kentucky 1090 intersection. This is going to start around 7 o'clock Thursday afternoon. It will continue through Thursday afternoon, so during that time the road will be closed to all through traffic. 867, I'll be reminding you about that tomorrow, but for residents in the area, you'll want to make some plans to be able to navigate around. An auto accident in McGoffin County earlier today sent one man to a hospital with serious injuries. We don't believe life-threatening at this time. But after being released from the hospital at whatever time that shall be, he will have to answer to charges of DUI and other traffic-related offenses. It was a collision that one of the drivers said could have been avoided. Randy Williams points out the point of impact, saying that the other vehicle was traveling at an extremely high rate of speed and left him with no other choice but to just try to brace for the impact.
I tried to move over out of the way, but there was no way to get out of the way.
Here you can see the damage done to Williams's vehicle. As for the other vehicle, the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department has identified its driver as James Howard, who was said to have been traveling in the opposite direction. After the collision and point of impact, Howard's car continued on a great distance off of the roadway, clipping a tree and then going nearly headfirst into the earth embankment below. He was conscious upon arrival of emergency personnel. He also obviously suffered a head injury and was treated at the scene. He was also brought up the embankment and then placed in the ambulance. From there, he was taken to an area hospital for further treatment. We understand he was at the Paulby Hall Medical Center a short time ago. As for the cause of the accident, it's still under investigation. We do know that Howard has since been charged, though, as per today's accident, with DUI in the first, aggravated circumstances. However, I'm also told that since learning that he already has a DUI charge first offense, that it will be amended to a DUI second offense at a later time once it goes to court. He was also charged with not wearing a seatbelt and failure to produce an insurance card. A bit of irony, the vehicle that one of the deputies was traveling in to this scene today was driven by Deputy Jonathan Holbrook. It was the same vehicle that Holbrook was driving, I believe, back in March when he was traveling on 460 just in the downtown Sagersville area, when the same individual, James Howard, pulled out of the Speedway parking lot and struck him in a T-bone fashion. Some of the damages are still seen on the deputy's cruiser. He was charged that time with no insurance and no registration. And there's some new developments today in the matter of Eric C. Kahn and his law office, both of which are the subject of the second of two lawsuits which have been filed on behalf of families representing individuals who reportedly took their own life after their Social Security benefits were suspended by the government. We are just now obtaining records through the Floyd County Circuit Court which indicate that John Jude, acting as the capacity of administrator in representing the estate of his wife, Melissa Jude, has filed a lawsuit against the offices of Kahn and Kahn himself, claiming legal malpractice, which ultimately led to Jude's demise. Now, this, of course, comes on the heels of a similar lawsuit which was filed days before. You may recall in that case, the family and widow of Leroy Burchett also claiming neglect or legal malpractice on the part of Kahn and his law office, resulting in the wrongful death of their family member Leroy Burchett, who also claimed his life, says his family, as a result of his Social Security benefits being suspended. Now, as for this most recent case, the Jude case, court documents indicate that when Jude reportedly was notified about the suspension of her benefits, that she was not able to contribute to her family, was her feeling. She also had a feeling of worthlessness, and that she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound soon thereafter on June the 2nd, 2 days before her benefits, as well as the others, would be restored, at least temporarily. Some time today with some representatives of KET, and we'll introduce to you one of those individuals in just a few moments and talk about what they were doing in Sagersville and McGoffin County, and maybe even talk about how we might start to be working with them on some level in the future. It's a story that you'll only see here when I return. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. This story actually begins with efforts of some individuals in McGoffin County and the health department and other organizations that I've already focused on, and it has to do with a tobacco barn of different sorts that we have aired on the program. It's located on the Mountain Parkway, and it was the scene of a ceremony just a few weeks ago, dedicating it as the first of its kind in Kentucky. A barn which used to house tobacco during the season of it being processed, and a barn which, like many others across Kentucky and elsewhere, did the same. Some barns served another purpose. They might have had a depiction of a tobacco brand on it, something you don't see quite as often today. Many of those are gone and becoming fewer and farther between. But it was the Quit Now Kentucky campaign, which was a culmination of efforts. Our local health department, other organizations, the Quit Now Kentucky organization, saw the first moniker of its kind placed on a barn along the Mountain Parkway. It has gained a lot of attention since, and that's, of course, a theme that they hope will continue. And I believe it will with the efforts of KET, who were in town today focusing on this barn, as well as picking up a little bit of tobacco history from the area as well. Today, I spoke with Laura Kruger. She is the health producer and outreach coordinator for KET. And she does a program called Health 360. It's an hour-long program on KET that looks at particular health issues across Kentucky from 3 perspectives in 60 minutes, hence Health 360. And a part of the show includes documentaries about people, programs, efforts around Kentucky that are having a positive effect on Kentuckians. And when she heard about our new version of a tobacco barn, she says she knew it was a story that she had to share.
I think it's a great community effort. People coming together in a community to come up with a creative approach to a challenging problem.
Kruger and her crew from KET have been in Sagersville for the past couple of days. They visited several businesses, other locations, spoke with several individuals. One of their stops today, one of their final stops, was to take some pictures and video of the mail pouch tobacco display, still on one of only a few barns in eastern Kentucky that stands as a living history of the tobacco industry that once was a big part of our culture.
I mean, I think that McGoffin County struggles with health issues and smoking the same as everybody else. I think one thing that was a little bit interesting to me is how much tobacco farming was part of everyone's history. The mayor who we spoke with, and Abby Conley and Sheila Sellier, all of them had tobacco farms in their families, and I wasn't aware of that. So I think that really does, tell you that this is a big shift. To go from a community where they're, been farming tobacco for years and tobacco's just been part of it, to just really begin to look at, okay, this isn't really all that helpful we're to our health statistics, and we need to kind of take a different journey forward. And I think that the tobacco barn is a great example of that, kind of acknowledging and honoring the past, but also saying, okay, well, that was then, this is now. We know what smoking does to our health, and we have to help each other try to quit. And I think the quit line is great. Having the quit line number there, I don't think a lot of people know about it. I didn't even know about it before I started the project. So I think it's going to be, I'm hoping that it really will be a good thing for this community. At every show that we do try to, like, once it airs, that's not the end of it. We hope people will continue to see this. So this little segment about this tobacco barn and will hopefully be seen, you know, not just in Kentucky, but maybe around the country. We're hoping the CDC will take notice of it, and we hope that other communities might look at it and go, hey, that did that there, maybe we can do it.
This special that they were filming for Health 360 on KET should be ready to air sometime later on, maybe August, September. They're going to be sure and let us know, and we'll remind you about it and maybe even be able to feature some of it here on Your News Today. Kruger is also making plans to come back. On a personal note, take advantage of our Dawkins Trail, which may also, who knows, work its way onto Health 360. And I always like to share anytime I can when someone shares a sentiment like Kruger did today about Sagersville, Magoffin County, and the viewing area.
I travel all around the state, and I am really just really not surprised, but just really taken by the hospitality and the helpfulness of everybody here in Magoffin County to tell the story. I've been really, it's just been really fun. Every place we went, people were, you know, laughing and talking, and there's just a lot of good feeling in the air. I mean, I think that Magoffin County struggles with health issues and smoking the same as everybody else.
And Kruger and I are trying to work out some plans about maybe being able to showcase some items from KET here on the program on somewhat of a regular basis. We'll see how that goes and keep you up to date. My best way to keep you up to date on anything else is turning over to tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar. And I believe, as most often is the case, it starts off with a birthday wish or two. Birthday wishes this Tuesday include a happy 8th birthday going out to Jason Nathaniel Reisner. Love Dad, family, a whole lot of friends. Jason Nathaniel Reisner is 8. And happy birthday to Stacy and Michelle from a whole lot of family and friends as well. I've got more birthday wishes coming in too. Late here. No, they came in on time. I'm just a little late getting them on. I've got a happy birthday wish, a belated birthday wish, it says, to Bessie Brown on today's date. And one more for today. From a growing list of family and friends, and we here at the newsroom, a happy 65th birthday today to the Big C, which doesn't need much of a clarification beyond that. But Carter Conley, Rescue Squad Captain, turning 65 today. A few more things on tonight's community calendar, including a reminder the Magoffin County Head Start program is still taking applications for the fall 2015 school year. Get your application in now before all the slots are full. And you can find out more by calling the Head Start office at 349-3488. That's Magoffin County Head Start taking applications to school. Oh, I'm sorry to say it, kids, but it's going to be starting before you know it. The St. Luke's Catholic Church wants you to know and be a part of their dedication ceremony. They'll be celebrating the blessing and dedication of their new church this Sunday at 2 o'clock with Bishop John Stone presiding. They hope you'll join them for this momentous occasion, a dedication ceremony for their new church and facility this Sunday at 2. And join me on the calendar when you've got a birthday, anniversary, or any such announcements. They're always free, always have been, always will. And this is just exactly how you can get them on the show. Also, you can drop them off here at the newsroom on East Maple Street above the Sagersville Post Office. And remember, you can always catch programming on a later basis in case you need to see it again or you missed it the first time on yournewstoday.com. Turning to funeral service announcements provided by the Magoffin County Funeral Home, 63-year-old Rocky Lane Jenkins of Pricey Creek Road in Magoffin passed away on the 21st. He is the son of Betty Helton and the late Garland Jenkins, and besides his mother, he's survived by a son, Brandon Jenkins, and a daughter, Amy Music. Visitation will continue the rest of this evening, as for which it started today. It will continue all day tomorrow as well, and prior to services, which will begin Thursday morning at 11 in his honor, all of which from the Magoffin County Funeral Home, with burial after services at the Jenkins Cemetery at Pricey. And former Magoffin County Court Clerk, 85-year-old Howard Hensley of Lacey Creek Road, passed away on yesterday, preceded in death by his wife, Mela Isaac Hensley. He is survived by a daughter, Jennifer Hensley Tackett. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to services. My apologies, their screen says Thursday at 11. Services are Thursday at 2 o'clock. I'll correct that on tomorrow, but Thursday at 2 for Howard Hensley, with visitation and services from the Magoffin County Funeral Home, and burial will follow services at the Isaac Cemetery at Flat Fork. My apologies once again, services for Howard Hensley Thursday at 2 p.m. And one last announcement this evening comes in loving memory by a host of family and friends who love and miss him dearly, in memory of Ernie Brown. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband. Some see it as a battle flag representing the South, which fought to repel Northern invasion. Some see it as a banner representing slavery and a symbol of hate. Most everyone is seeing it today in some form or fashion as media outlets across the nation are talking about the Confederate flag and all of the happenings surrounding the flag in the past 24 to 48 hours. Of course, all of this comes on the heels of a movement in South Carolina to see it completely removed from State House grounds. While the Confederate flag was removed from atop the State House in South Carolina years ago, it was placed as part of a historical display on the grounds where it's remained since. Most recently, though, it's become the focus of many across the nation, state leaders calling for its removal from state grounds completely as of yesterday afternoon, and there have been many other developments in the past 24 to 48 hours. Here in Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul agreeing with the governor of South Carolina, saying that Nikki Haley is correct in requesting that the flag be removed altogether from the state capitol's grounds. NASCAR officials have reiterated that they will continue to not allow the use of the Confederate flag in the sport of NASCAR racing, and they'll continue their long-standing policy to disallow the use of it in any official NASCAR capacity. But sales of the stars and bars have been skyrocketing, even though retailers like Walmart, Sears, Amazon, eBay are banning the sale of Confederate flag merchandise from their stores and some online. Walmart.com earlier today was still offering Confederate flag merchandise online. Sears, which also operates Kmart, which doesn't currently sell Confederate flags or merchandise in their stores, says they're removing Confederate flag merchandise sold by third-party vendors online. Flags, though, have been going out the door for a lot of retailers who are still selling them. As of earlier today on Amazon, the one Confederate flag sold by a company called Alata's Flags, a 3x5 nylon model, the number 7 best seller as of midday earlier today. On eBay, similar situations. One seller showing about 150 sold in the last 24 hours. eBay did announce its ban on Confederate flag sales a short while after other retailers did so, saying they believe it has become a contemporary symbol of divisiveness and racism. And while Southerners often point out that the pride in the Confederate flag has nothing to do with racism, instead signifying a respect for all the Confederate soldiers who fought for their homeland during the Civil War, and that, of course, includes the hundreds of thousands who perished, there may be another explanation for the jump in sales today. I'm told that there is a movement, unofficial if you will, on Facebook calling for a national Burn the Confederate Flag Day on the 27th day of this month. While some manufacturers, though, are deciding that selling the Confederate flag or any associated product isn't worth the trouble, well, many are made in China, where it's expected that that will have no bearing on its production. On a similar note, Kentucky's Republican nominee for governor, Matt Bevin, says that he is in support of removing the statue of Jefferson Davis from the Capitol Rotunda in Kentucky, the only president during the Civil War. And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has also said that there should be a review, at least, of removal of the Davis statue. Well, now it's time to review your weather forecast. It's changed in 24 hours. It's got a little bit of everything. literally heat, humidity, shower storms, but some unseasonably mild conditions as well, and what could be some significant rain. Nothing real significant about showers out there this evening. A few light showers popping up, strolling on through the viewing area. And then we might see a bit of a break in the action tonight. Your forecast for the evening has those scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty much winding down before 9 o'clock with some, at least, well, I think probably more than likely widespread dense fog after, say, about 2 o'clock in the a.m. And as my luck would, I want to say sometimes, but often have it, my weather forecast is not coming up. A computer has taken a break. So if you'll just bear with me, I'll give you a shortened version of your Licking Valley RECC forecast, where after that widespread fog that rolls in tonight under mostly cloudy skies and a low of 62, we'll see it burn off by about 10 a.m. tomorrow. Your Wednesday looks to be partly sunny and 85 and clear and dry. No precipitation tomorrow and a bit cooler. I mean, I know 85 is not cool, but we saw 90 today. We'll see 90 return again on your Thursday. So enjoy midweek tomorrow. Looks to be clear and nice, but scattered showers and thunderstorms and 90 degrees with heat indices, much more than that on your Thursday. And then Friday, we'll see showers continue, and that's when we see the onset of some rain that will continue into your Friday night and into your Saturday. And also with the weekend comes temperatures much cooler. We'll drop down to 80 by Friday, 75 by Saturday, and 73 right now for daytime highs on Sunday. All with a little sun, a little showers, and a few clouds. My apologies for the shortened version of tonight's program, but that's your forecast in a nutshell. Hope you'll join us back here tomorrow night for more news that you'll only see with me. For now, thank you for watching.